Lakad-lakad ulit tayo. Andito tayo ngayon sa bus. Ayan. Lakad-lakad muna tayo, guys. Musta kayo dyan? Meron ako kasunod doon. Babae. Kahapon, galing kami dun sa asawa ng yung ate ng asawa ko ba. Tingin tayo dyan, guys. Tingnan nyo, oh. Ganda niya, oh. Tingin-tingin muna tayo dito sa labas. Hindi ako nakapag-live nung nakaraan. Kasi, medyo busy ba. Kaya ngayon na lang ulit ako nakapag-live. Pero tinatry ko talaga na maglakad-lakad basta may time. Lakad ako ba? Kasi may manong, nandun siya dumaan pala. Dito ako usually dumadaan eh. Pag may time. Masyado nang mahaba yung mga grass dito. Ang haba na, guys, oh. Tingnan nyo. Masyado na siyang mahaba. Hindi nila pinuputol. Ayan, oh. Ang haba na niya. Dapat pinuputol nila to eh. Para kahit papaano, hindi siya mahirap daanan ba. Ayan, oh. Ang haba niya. Mamaya merong ahas dito. Nakakatakot. Balik tayo dun. Kasi mamaya may makita tayo ba. Ito na lang tayo sa bandang gilid dadaan. Musta kayo dyan, guys? Lakad-lakad muna tayo. Nandito ako sa labas. Hindi ako nakapaglakad-lakad nung nakaraan. Kasi nga, busy ba? Kaya ngayon na lang uli, nakapaglakad-lakad at lumabas. So, nandito ako sa labas. Lalakad-lakad ngayon. Masyadong masukal yung daan. Kahapon galing kami dun sa asawa ng ate ng asawa ko. Kasi namayapa na siya ba. Namayapa na kaya nakiramay muna. Kaya gabi na kami nakarating kagabi sa bahay. So mga na yon. Mga anong oras na ba yun? Mga na yun eh, 11 ng gabi na kami natapos ba. Dito ako, guys, sa labas. Naglalakad-lakad muna. Kahit ako lang dito. Lakad-lakad muna tayo. Ang daming tao. Ayun, may nag-bike doon. Nag-bike yung manong. Ayun, nag-bike siya. Lakad-lakad muna tayo. Ang sarap sana umuwi sa Pinas, no, kung may pera. Kaya lang wala naman tayong pera. Kaya hindi muna tayo masyadong makauwi. Ipon-ipon muna. At magtrabaho ng husto para makaipon. Yesterday while I was walking, 2 days ago during weekends, while I was walking, I saw the painters, the building painters outside. It's actually outside our apartment. They are painting the building, the outer wall of the building. And it is actually 50 floors. It's really a high-rise building, the apartment that we are living in. So when I saw this workers outside the building, I realized that their jobs are really hard, extreme jobs actually, just to provide for their family. They're actually painting and they're spraying the paint in the outer wall of the building. And they just have this rope, the safety gears with them. But then even though they have the safety gears with them, I still think that, just one mistake, they can fall into the ground. The window cleaners also, the building window cleaners, it is really dangerous. So while I was walking 2 days ago, I was in the park, and then going back home, I saw the two workers. They're hanging they're hanging outside the building, and they're painting. They're spraying the paint. So I took a video actually, and I just realized, oh, they are, they're doing this really hard job. But sometimes we cannot be grateful with our job now, and we are not really, we don't appreciate the job that we have sometimes, and we do complain a lot. But then I realized when I saw these workers, the building painters, I realized that, oh, my job is better. At least it is not dangerous. Unlike the job of the building workers, or the construction, or the window cleaners, the building cleaners outside. Because just one mistake, they can actually fall down. They can fall down the building, and they can easily lose their job just because they actually really want to earn money just to provide for their family. And mostly they are men. So while I'm looking at the top of the building, I was actually thinking, what if that is my dad? Or what if the man who works in the top of the building is my husband? So I was actually I'm thinking like, oh, they're really doing it for their family. And just one mistake, they can lose their life easily. But I heard that they can actually, hi, hello Jean, Pierre Combe Albert, and hello Rec. How are you guys? I was actually just having a quick walk today, just to prepare myself for today's work and errands. Yeah, it is better to, reset, to have a powerful reset and walk with nature in the morning. So that's why even though I'm busy, I do try to, give time to have a quick walk in the morning. Here's my favorite part when I'm walking here. This is like, there is a forest vibe in here. And if you can see, there is a small way going inside the forest. Yeah, so you can actually go there, and if you want to walk inside and see what's there, you can actually go. Here actually there is a way here and you can go near the river. Yeah. So while I was actually going back home yesterday and I saw these workers, some of them, they are working at the lower level and they're just using the ladder truck. They use the ladder truck to paint the lower level of the building, and the others, and mostly there are actually foreigners. Last time I saw some foreigners. Actually, some of them are Russian men, and some of them I saw some Chinese also. They're like speaking Chinese language, and some of them they're very tall and have blue eyes, but their language is like Russian. Yeah, so those that I saw, those workers actually, that is working in the top of the building just to paint the outer wall of the building. Actually, most of them, they're actually from other country. Yeah. I usually go here just, to have a breathing before you start your day, because here you can see the greenery, you can see trees actually, and it actually suits our mind, and so it will prepare us for a day. Yeah, I was not able to walk yesterday, but I did home exercise. Actually, yesterday was really busy, so I was not able to walk yesterday. Here's my favorite part in here, because it's like there is a forest vibe in here. I think having a dangerous job is it will actually train our mind to be mentally strong, you know, because you want to have a high salary, especially men, because women usually our jobs are safer than men, and men tend to do more dangerous jobs than women because they're the provider of the family. And the woman, if they get married, the woman, they are the nurturer. They're the one who will take care of the family and the children. But usually the men, they will take care of the finances of the family and make sure that they can provide everything that the family needs. So sometimes we really feel that our job is difficult and stressful, but it is like, it is a sign from above. It is a sign from Heavenly Father that when I saw it, there are still other people who is doing more difficult job more dangerous job than what you do every day. And sometimes we forgot to be grateful that we are able to, we are able to work, we are healthy. And actually, I saw from news before this, there is a worker, a woman actually, a lady cleaner. She is a window lady cleaner. I forgot her nationality. I think it is maybe Russian or Chinese. And she is cleaning the window. And she'd been living here in Korea, and I think she is a single mom. And I saw in the news that she is cleaning the window. And I don't know what happened, but the rope, I don't know if there's something wrong with the rope, but she actually fell down from the building that she is cleaning, the window that she is cleaning. Yeah. Now I'm outside actually. I'm outside and I'm doing a quick walk. Yeah. So I'm talking about actually the dangerous jobs. And mostly those dangerous jobs, they are done with mostly men. Some women actually, they do some extreme jobs too, but most dangerous jobs are done with, men. So actually that was really I think they are really great. They're doing a great job. Just to provide for their family, they can do anything. Why I'm saying this, because last time while I was walking from the park, I saw these workers, and mostly they are foreigners. There are some Korean too, and they're working from the top of the building. Others are, spraying the painting, and then the other one, they are painting it other colors, just to make the outer wall of the building more beautiful. And it's really a tough job actually. But sometimes when we just look at the building, we don't realize how many workers did their effort just to make this building. So, yeah, Russian or Chinese, how you can't understand two different looks? No, because actually I read it from the news. Yeah, because mostly here in Korean there are lots of Russian, Chinese, Vietnamese, yeah, and Filipina. There are a lot of foreign workers here in Korea, so I can't actually remember the nationality. Yeah, so I didn't watch it. I just heard it, and I just realized, yeah, there are some, some foreign workers who are actually working very hard just to provide for their family. And I was really surprised that there are actually women who clean the window outside. And they're actually, even though they have the safety gears, me actually, I think I cannot do it. Maybe I'm not brave enough to clean the windows outside, even though they will give me millions just to clean it. Maybe just by looking at the, looking at the at how high the building is, and maybe you can fall anytime. So I think, safer job is better. Of course, I really think that other workers who pick to work the dangerous job, I actually salute them, because me myself, I cannot do it, because that is really dangerous. Yeah, I'm from South Korea, but actually I'm a Filipino. I have my Korean husband. So actually what I was talking about is I actually feel really, how can I explain it? I was amazed. Yeah. I was really amazed by these workers in our apartment, because some of them, they're cleaning the windows outside. Yeah. And some of them, they're painting, and they're actually doing it all of it, everything for their family, so that they can actually be able to provide. And it's not easy. Me, I cannot do it. It's really hard to do such a dangerous job. But I heard that they have these insurances. So if something happens to them while they're doing the job, or maybe if they suffer death, then the family can get a large amount of money from the company that they're working. But then actually, even though you can get a large amount of money, your family can get a large amount of money, it doesn't matter at all, because if your loved one is already dead, then what are you going to do with that money? You can easily spend it just, in a month or in just 1 year. There are actually lots of dangerous jobs. Soldiers also, they're really trying to, they're doing everything to protect our country, and they will go to the wars just to protect us, protect the citizen, protect the country. But they can easily lose their lives just because they're doing their job. Also, police officer too. Although I think soldier is more dangerous than police officer, because soldiers, they will go to the other country and even go to war, and mostly police officers, some of them, if they're lucky, they can actually work in the office, inside the police station office. So if they what is it? I watched a documentary about Korea, and it claimed that everything revolves around appearance and money. For instance, it's supposedly very hard to get married if you don't have a good job, and people avoid those with darker skin because they assume they do manual labor outside. Yeah, that's right. I watch a lot of documentary also. I think because Korea is a growing economy. They are growing economy, and K-pop, mostly K-pop, they do try to do a lot of surgeries just to achieve this perfect skin, perfect teeth, perfect overall appearance, actually. Even though I don't like to judge about it, I don't like to judge that this is bad, but I think it will, they are doing it just to make their career better and to land a better, better career for them, especially because they are in the entertainment industry. So if you're in the entertainment industry, you tend to look perfect in everything. All your appearance should be perfect. So I think that's why. And about the marriage topic, yeah, they have a high standard, actually. They really have a high standard before they get married. They have this preference that before they get married to a man, this man should have a house, a stable job, a car. Not all of them, actually, but mostly, being practical, because nobody wants to live a difficult life after they get married. I think it is just practical that if you're going to pick a man or a woman that you will get married, at least they have a stable job and they are in the right age to get married, and they have, the finances to support the family that they want to build, actually. About the skin, actually, I want to talk to you about one experience. So I was working in the academy before, and I have this co-worker. And my co-worker, actually, she's a single woman. She's a single lady. So, and I thought that her appearance is good, even though her age is, I think she's actually at her 40s, mid 40s that time. And I know someone who can actually, who she can meet, they call it actually here in Korea, sugeting. And she is my co-worker. And I try to talk to her because I know someone that, she can meet and do sugeting. Sugeting means actually that you're going to meet someone and have a date together, have a coffee, and have a talk, and you will decide if you will continue dating after one date or one or two dates, yeah. So I told her about it, that, oh, I knew someone, and are you willing to date him? And she asked me, what is his job? I told him, he is a worker. He is a farmer, and he has he has a lot of, what is it? Property also, even though his job is a farmer. And he finishes also agriculture in university in the city. And then she told me, oh, he's a farmer? Oh, no, I will not date a farmer. And I don't like to live in the province. And actually I have a picture. I have a picture in my wallet because someone asked me to, uh, show the picture to some of my colleagues or some of my coworkers. If I knew someone, then someone actually request to me if I can actually show his picture. So I have his picture in my wallet, and I always have it. So because she's a single woman, and I heard from her that she is doing sugating and she doesn't like those men. So I tried to just talk to her. Oh, why don't you, he's really a good looking man and he's really tall. He looks like an artist, an entertainment actor, but he actually lives in the province and he works as a farmer. So the moment that she actually heard about the farmer, she just stopped the conversation and just told me, oh, I will not date a farmer and I don't like to live in the province. Yeah. So she told me about it, actually. So, actually, I just realized that, so who has a job in the city? Yeah. So they prefer someone who is living in the city and has a job. There's a dog, so I'm quiet. But anyway, thank you for your question, Raywen. Yeah, that's right. I believe that if a woman wants to increase her income, she should get a better job rather than expecting more from a man. Otherwise, doesn't become a transaction. Yeah, mostly. I heard a lot of transactional relationship in here. Mostly they are, arranged by their parents. Actually, in our country, there is also. It is practical. Actually, I don't like to, give any judgment at all with that. Because if me being a parent also, and I have my teenage son, and I have my 7-year-old daughter too, I'm thinking also that if they will get married, at least, even though they are not rich, they didn't came from a rich family, but at least they should have both a stable job because they're building a family. And if they want to get married and if they want to build a family, at least they should have a stable job, you know. A man marries to be happy and to be with the person he loves. But if a woman marries for wealth and a high standard of living, would she divorce him if he goes bankrupt? Yeah, that's right. Yes, that's really hypocritical, really. That's right. I heard and also I watched a lot of true to life divorce stories because the divorce here in Korea is really high, and it is actually high than other country, and it's really easy to divorce in here, than other country. Yeah. So, and most of the reason is because when they get married, the man has a stable job and they're doing okay. Maybe after 10 years or 20 years of marriage, the man, do gambling or he do business, and then the business has a lot of failure, and he has a lot of debt from the bank, and then the woman actually cannot take it anymore because it was really, they are both having difficulty with the finances, and they just, decided to call it quits and divorce just because they don't have any money at all. Yeah, I heard a lot of stories like that also. I think if it's the man's fault that the business fails, and actually he didn't face the consequences of his decision, and then he just choose to, close the business, and some of them, they don't like to work anymore and just stay at home, and because they have a lot of anxieties about the finances that they lose, then suddenly they just want, to stay at home and don't work anymore. They don't like to work anymore. So if it happens, I think, the responsibility of the man to provide for the family is gone. So for me, if my man doesn't work and he just stays at home after some failure with his business, and it's been, going on like 3 years or 5 years already, and I'm the only one who is providing for the whole family and for the children, then I think it will be a really big stress for me, just to provide for everyone. And my husband or my man is not doing his job or his responsibility as the, as the main provider of the family, then I think it can be a reason to end the marriage. If it's been going on for 3 or 5 years already. But if it's just a month, actually, if there's a failure in our life, we are in our shock stage. So we need to recover also from that. So for us to be able to recover our emotions, actually we need some time to digest everything. We need to process our emotions. And sometimes some people can actually, if they have a strong mentality, they were able to process it in a short period of time. But some who has, longer, some other people, it took them longer to process everything, that they do fail. They have a failure in their business, so they process it longer. Maybe 1 month, 2 months is okay. But I think 1 year without a job for a man is being irresponsible for me. Because if you are married and you both decided to build a family together, then I think, and if you have a children already, of course, the expenses, there is always expenses everywhere, every day. And if one person from your marriage doesn't have work, then it will be a struggle to another partner to provide for all the expenses. Yeah. So if that is the reason, then I think it can be a reason to divorce, actually. Oh, what if the man is trying his best but just can't earn as much money as before? Actually, here in Korea, some women, they prefer a man who has a stable job and has high earning salary. Yeah. So I heard from my husband actually, and I heard from the news that if they cannot meet someone that can actually, someone who cannot give them a better life or a better future, actually they prefer to be single and they don't like to get married anymore. So nowadays, there is a program here in Korea, solo, being solo, living solo or living single life. And it has a lot of popularity. Yeah, it's really a popular program. Me, actually, I'm watching it also, living a solo life or living a single life. Yeah. And sometimes I do enjoy the program a lot, and then my husband is telling me, oh, you know what, that program is really not good for everyone because it can actually have a bad impact to other married couple, and they will think that it is better to live solo or single than getting married at all, because this program actually is teaching us that living solo life is okay. Yeah. Did I answer your question? Oh, yes, but if the man is trying his best, I think if he is trying his best, because I know some men who is, they have a good or high earning salary before, and they have a good job, but then suddenly there is a situation that they lose their job and they are stuck with the thinking that they always need to have a high earning salary, and they cannot, work for a low earning salary. So I think they are just worried with their image, So my dad, actually, we have a family member, and he finished his university, and he did have a good high paying salary before in the city, but then suddenly, because of the pandemic, everyone loses their job and we need to stay at home, the corona pandemic. So, and then he just stays at home, and he's been staying at home for a year already, and my dad cannot take it because he thinks that even though you are a graduate, you are a college graduate, yes, we are all university graduate, but there is a corona pandemic, and we need to accept the fact that we cannot choose any job that we want, or we cannot, have a high paying salary, because the world is having this pandemic. Yeah, we are having this big problem that we need to solve. So my dad thought that just staying at home, you can go to the restaurant and apply for being a waiter, or you can be a cleaner at schools, or you can be a sweeper anywhere, and you can be a security guard anywhere. I think my dad is actually expecting that if there is a situation that we cannot pick or choose a job, then it is actually better to just apply for any job, or factory worker, or cleaner, sweeper, a helper, house helper, or house boy. But because of the image that you want to continue just to have a high paying salary job, because of your ego, you doesn't want to apply for any, you don't want to be a waiter because you are a university graduate and you've been a supervisor before. Yeah. So for me, I think if you are doing your best just to provide and to earn money, I think it is okay. It is really good, actually, because you're trying, you're trying everything, than someone who cannot accept the fact that there is a situation and you need to accept it. Sometimes, acceptance is really hard for us, and we have this ego in ourselves that, oh no, I will not do it because I'm not that kind of person. I don't like, to do that kind of job. Yeah, but I think it is not actually helpful at all. Me, during pandemic, I don't have any job, and I was cut from the academy that I was working because there's no student. Who am I going to teach? There's no student to teach because there is a corona and everyone is wearing a mask, and nobody wants to send their children to extra classes because they can catch corona and they might lose their lives. So everyone actually is in panic mode and actually don't want to send their children. So when I came to my job, because I teach kids here in Korea, when I came to my academy and I greet my principal, 안녕하세요, like that, and he suddenly called me in the office and he told me, this is your last day of job. Oh, why? I'm just working here, not a year, and it's just a couple of months. Why are you going to cut me? Oh, because we don't have students. I already cut the other Indian teacher. So that's why I cannot see the other Indian teacher, because she was already cut from yesterday. And today I was the only foreign teacher. And she's cutting me also because there's no more students and they cannot actually give salary to us. Yeah. How is their behavior towards me? Oh yes, there is racism. Yeah, of course, there is racism. Even in our country, I'm a Filipina. So if we actually in our country also, if we saw some Chinese or if we saw Koreans, we actually look at them. Oh, look at them. They are foreigners, like that. But it is actually not racism. We're just amazed that, oh, there is another foreign, foreigner here in our country and they're studying English. So we're just amazed to see them actually. And we try to look at them a lot. If we're in a restaurant or somewhere in the park or at the mall, because they look different. Here in Korea, actually, I experienced one racism experience while I was actually going inside the mall, and I just wear t-shirt and I wear mask and cap, and I actually didn't wear makeup at all. So I'm not wearing a makeup, and I just go there naturally, just naturally looking, and no makeup at all. And then I greet the sales lady, 안녕하세요, like that. And she was not greeting me. She just looked at me. Maybe because that is that is makeup, because I need to buy some foundation and some powder, and I think it is actually not really high brand, but it is a mall inside a department store, and I'm just looking around actually, but I'm not wearing, because I just wear my natural pants and my t-shirt, and I think actually my appearance is not good enough. So when I greet the sales lady, she just looked at me and she didn't even ask what am I going to if I need anything or what. Yeah, she just looked at me from my foot to my head, and I was like, oh, why she's looking like that? Maybe because I'm wearing a pants and just wearing slippers, and my slipper is not that ugly, they're just okay actually. But actually I was really disappointed with how she responded to me, because I greeted her and I actually want to ask her about some foundation or sunscreen. Foundation has a sunscreen. But actually, because she responded like that, she responded rudely to me, and I think that is racism, because even though I'm wearing a mask, they can actually see my skin color. So I'm not that white, but I'm not that brown too. Just the typical color of Filipinas. And I didn't wear my makeup. So when I asked her about the foundation, she just, tell me to go in that area, and she didn't even stand at all, to assist me. So that for me is really rude, because I'm a customer. And I think because I'm not wearing good clothes and I'm just wearing slipper, and maybe yeah, she thinks that I don't have enough money to buy some expensive things there, so she doesn't want to assist at all. Yeah, so there are some instances like that actually, but not all the time, because sometimes if you go to the mall and you're wearing good clothes and you're wearing makeup and you're wearing good shoes, they're actually greeting 안녕하세요 like that, and yeah, they will assist you. So maybe it is because of my appearance too that, I need to wear the right clothes. inside the department store. But actually, during weekends, because Monday to Friday, we are wearing makeups. We ladies, actually, that's etiquette. So we need to wear makeup to look good. And so during weekends, I actually don't like to wear makeup anymore. So usually I just put mask and the cap. Yeah, and if I need to do some groceries or go to the department store, yeah, I guess they look at your clothes and shoes like that to figure out your income. Yeah, that's right. It seems like everything in that country revolves around income. Um, I think because they are a growing company. And actually, I think it's good also, if you receive that kind of treatment, you tend to have this uh, mindset that, okay, next time, I think I need to, maybe I need to wear right clothes, you know, and so that I can have better appearance like that. I think it is how you respond to it, how you take that situation. Actually, for me, at first, I got really disappointed with how she treated me. And I thought that she's really rude at me. And then I realized maybe I should work harder also. And I need to improve myself. But you're right, actually. Most of it is revolving in income. Because if you don't have any good income and you go to this department store, actually that is that not the first instance. I have the second instance, and I'm just wearing my normal summer clothes actually, and I actually enjoy wearing a thrift shop. Thrift shop? Thrift shop clothes, actually, they are second-hand clothes. But I have new clothes also. But sometimes I go to thrift shops and buy some clothes because they are more affordable. And, because I'm a mom, I don't want to spend too much money on my clothes. So I try to go there and buy some clothes in the thrift shop. And I think some of the sales lady, they can see if your clothes or your bag is expensive or not. And they will maybe judge you, or they will treat you on how you look, on how expensive you look. If your bag is not that branded or your clothes are not that good, then even though you go inside this department store, you actually can have this kind of treatment. Yeah. So nowadays, if I go to the department store, I try to wear makeup and not wear caps. Yeah. Yeah, I just, wear not the usual t-shirt and pants that I used to wear. Yeah. Especially if it's like, a little bit luxurious department store. But in other department store, actually, in other malls, I mean, just the usual malls, the average malls, they didn't care at all. But if you go to luxurious malls, luxurious, And if you see this, if you saw some sales lady there, they're actually not going to greet you, or even though they will greet you, they will not even stand up to assist you. They will just sitting down. Yeah. And then they will just look if you're going to, buy something or not. And some of them, they're just actually at the back. So while you are strolling inside the store, they are at the back of you, and didn't say anything and just looking around. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they want also to think if you need something or what. Yeah. So I think even in our country there's a racism, and here also, because I experienced it too. Yeah. But it is not that bad, actually. It is not that bad. They're also very civil, so I think it's okay. And yeah, that's right. Oh, what is your religion? Rain when? Me, I'm a Catholic, so I actually believe that if you're doing good, good karma will come to you. And if you're very bad at others, or you're doing some, bad behaviors toward others, I think also it will be bad for you. Yeah, there is some uh, bad thing that will happen. Yeah, that's right. Sometimes there are those who are very blessed with good voice, and those who are really blessed with good skin and everything, good family, and high paying income. I think it's also, luck. I believe in luck. And I also believe that if you are doing your best and you're trying hard to be better, I think the Creator, our Creator, will bless us with these blessings, you know. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. We should not be treated based on our income and how we look, actually, and what is our nationality. Because I came from third world country. Philippines is a third world country. So, and Korea, their economy is growing, and they're doing good in everything, entertainment industry, business industry, and I think they are really good in technology also. Yeah. So, you know, I think also being in a third world country, there's also a reason why our economy is still not growing, because most of the people here in Korea, they work really hard. You cannot see any person who is just, sitting and not doing anything. Even though there are some who is a jobless. There are jobless also, but not that many. But the reason why Korea has a growing economy because their people are all hardworking and they are very competitive in everything, in education, in business. Yes, and saving money, they do save a lot for their future. So, and their government is not that corrupt. Yeah, I think that is also one reason for it. Yes, their government is not corrupt. So that is why the people's tax, you can actually see the that the taxes you paid are well spent. You can see it on the park, you can see it in the roads. They built it well, you know. And sad to admit that in our country, there's still a lot of corrupt officials, corrupt politicians, and if they're in the position and they're already sitting in the position, then actually they will just use the position to, you know, take all the money, the taxes from the people, and spend it on their own thing, you know, to buy a property or something. So that's actually very sad, but I think that is one of the reason too. That is why. Yes, that's right. Because they are really, I think they worry too much. That's why, as you says, the suicide rates here are very high and birth rates are very low. Yeah, that's right. They are under extreme stress. Uh, Actually, I saw lots of stories. Even, you know, there are some K-pop actress or singers or actors who took their lives because they are under extreme pressure, you know, to compete with other K-pop stars or other actors or other singers, and they just realize that they are very exhausted to do everything, and it's better for them just to take their lives, end their lives. They see it actually as a scapegoat. Because they want to. Oh, that is what I'm saying. They're already putting it. Oh no. That is the dangerous job that I'm saying a while ago. So they are actually putting the rope there. And I think they will paint it again because they're not yet finished. So, yeah. That's right. Yeah. I think that is really a sad truth, a sad fact. But because even though their country is a high living country and it's really good to live here because everything is convenient and good, but then there are still a lot of people who just choose to end their lives and they prefer to, you know, take that scapegoat. Yeah, I think it is really sad. But I don't know why they just tend to do it. I heard even in their Korean entertainment, before you go, before you'll be a K-pop singer or before you will have a group, I heard in the one of the documentary here in Korea that you actually need to train very young, during your young age. So some of them, they will start at 10 years old or 12 years old, early age, and they will, sing and dance every day and train themselves and be really exhausted until they get it perfect. And then when they're ready to be in the group, so some of them, they've been a trainee for 5 years, they've been a trainee for 7 years, I don't know, maybe 10 years, and then they will have their group at last. So you know how much years you spent just to be in a group, in a K-pop group. Yeah, so that is how they put a lot of effort to, I think, be in a good group, you know. And I think it's really, if I will be that person who's been training for 7 or 10 years already, and at last I will have the group, I think also there's some time that you will be really tiring at all, and you don't want to do it anymore because you want to actually have some money, you know. But then if you're doing this stuff for long time, it will make you really exhausted and it will put a lot of pressure in you. I'm actually inside our building now. Yeah, and anyway, Ray, Wen, thank you so much for your time and thank you so much for your questions. Actually, even though here in Korea they have this kind of pressure, but I think if you take these pressures and stress in a positive way, it will make your mindset to, work harder also. Because if you don't have the pressure, you know, and you only have this always positive vibes and there's no exhaustion or there's no pressure. I think there's a good thing also about pressure. So yeah, it's not always bad. Pressure also, it will, make us to do better. But of course, not too much pressure or not too much stress. Okay, so anyway, thank you so much, Rainward. So I will end my video now, my live video. So thank you so much for your time and I hope you will have a good day. Bye.